Hey NoCoast, welcome back. This is Sam and Dan. We just wanted to give you guys an update. We know that a lot of you guys have been waiting for an update, as have we. There's been a lot of information put out the past week or two from the governor and individual mayors, and we have been doing our very best to keep up on that and kind of realize what we can and cannot do. So we wanted to give an update based on what our plans are for phase one, opening up the gym, whenever that may be.
First of all, we want to thank you guys so much for filling out our survey. We got a ton of responses, and your feedback is helping us right now to build a schedule for when we are able to reopen that fits the needs, your guys' needs. And then questions and comments that you guys gave us, we'll actually go over in a minute. I know that you guys had some great things to say, number one, but some questions about how we're going to reopen, and we want to address those.
Awesome. So one of the biggest things to kind of talk about right now is our plan starting next week. So as Dan mentioned, we are getting a schedule figured out for when we can physically open the gym on a restricted capacity. But starting next week, we're actually going to do something different as well. So we're going to start doing 4 Zoom classes a day. Those classes are going to be at 5:30 a.m., 9:15, noon, and 5:15 p.m. Our goal in that is to kind of to continue to instill our community. At this point, we've been doing the at-home videos every single day. This will be in replacement of that, but that 5:30 a.m. class, we will trim down that Zoom class and make it a video for the rest of the day. So if you guys cannot make a Zoom class workout, that is totally fine. You'll still have a video to be able to describe the workout and do it when you guys can during the day. But our goal is to kind of start bringing classes together as a next step before we open up the gym at that point. And just FYI, when we do open up the gym, we also recognize that there's differing levels of perspectives here and comfort levels. So although some people might be knocking down our doors to open up the gym, others are going to be more hesitant for the next week or two. So whenever that happens, these Zoom classes will continue for the foreseeable future when we open up the gym. So that would look like if Dan is coaching the 5:30 a.m. class at the gym, we will have a computer there to where the Zoom class is also on, and those of you at home can log in and be a part of the gym, part of the community, part of the class, but in the comfort of your home.
Cool. So yeah, so building off of what Sam is saying here, we will have those 4 classes starting Monday, May 4th. If we are able to open, for example, on the following Monday, May 11th, those same 4 classes are already built into our schedule. Okay, so the 4 classes that Sam mentioned are already in our schedule. We're building around that, okay, and adding more classes for when we open, and we will just continue to Zoom or live stream those classes as we open for those of you who aren't comfortable coming in. I guess with that said, we're figuring out what classes we need based on your feedback, and we will have an update coming up probably within the next week. Probably find that on MindBody. We'll put it out in an email and whatnot. But as far as scheduling goes, the more feedback you guys can give us, and this is how you can do it, is by signing up on MindBody well in advance of classes. That will give us an idea if the schedule that we have come up with is going to satisfy your needs, or if we need to start adding more. So, for example, in the morning, we have the 5:30 a.m. class. If that's just consistently full every day, we will make sure that we add another one. If both of those are consistently full, again, we'll add another one. So we will give a little bit more direction as we start to open all this up, but just kind of give you a heads up, we are building that schedule, and we want to make sure that we're meeting your guys' needs.
And kind of along those lines, just kind of solidifying it, that schedule is going to be fluid from now before we open till after. So even if we don't have the perfect idea going into it, this will be changing on a weekly, even potentially daily basis until our goal of, at some point in the future, getting back to our normal schedule. Obviously, this is going to be affecting us for quite some time, so we're going to do our best to kind of keep up with the need as we go the entire time. Okay, so into a few survey questions. First one we had a few questions about kids being allowed at the gym. So kind of touching on that, for at least now, this is not saying that we never want kids back at the gym, but for the phase 1 of opening up the gym, we are not going to be allowing kids in the gym. Reason for this is 2 things. One, that would add to the number of people at the gym. So right now, when we're opening up the gym, our plan is to have that 10 or less people in the gym at one time, which is 9 people, 9 members, and then the coach. So having kids come in would kind of deter away from that is one. 2, obviously that we all know that kids have been more asymptomatic carriers. So that's just, and it's a little harder to control them washing their hands and germs all over the place and staying in a solid space, right? And we're going to have very specific rules and guidelines for our members coming in and having their own space, which you guys read a lot about in the survey, and we'll continue to give you feedback on that as well. But just overall for now, no kids in the gym. That'll kind of transition as well into having, there was a question about a kids class. That is not something that we are having on our schedule for right now. Again, hopefully we can get back to having that on the monthly basis moving forward. But for now, no kids in the gym overall.
Cool. Our second question had to do with showers. We will be allowing members that need to go directly to work from the gym to shower. Okay. As we kind of start to reopen the gym, or we get closer to reopening the gym, we will have a lot more information on what that will look like for you guys. We'll detail it out so that when you show up, you know what to expect. But as far as the shower question goes, if you are on your way to work and this is an amenity that you need, you're more than welcome to take advantage of it, although there will be some kind of strict guidelines about using it, making sure that things are wiped down and stay clean, and then obviously the exit of the gym as well, because we'll probably have another class started by then. So we are willing to be flexible with that. Just meet us halfway and make sure that we're keeping this, I guess, under control.
Awesome. So the next one was about signing up for classes. So Dan did kind of touch on this a little bit already. But yes, we will be signing up for classes. Obviously, that is going to take, we have to do kind of a reconfiguration of MindBody. So before we open, we will have classes set up correctly in MindBody for you guys to sign up again. And although there's been times in the past that Dan and I and other coaches have been a little bit more lax with certain rules. For example, that one, right? So there's been times that we get texts of like, hey, the class is full, can we still come in? And we're usually really, really good at that, right? But obviously during this time, unfortunately, we will not be able to. So it is absolutely imperative that you guys sign up for classes. And if you don't sign up, you sadly cannot come. That cap is gonna be very strict. We will have that 9-person cap. Again, the 10th person is the coach. So it's making sure you sign up for that. And Dan did mention the earlier you can sign up, the better. So for example, we kind of mentioned this, but at this point, you guys all know that the stay-at-home order was extended to May 8th in our county. That makes the 11th the absolute earliest that we could potentially open. That is our hope, but obviously we have to kind of wait and see what happens. But if that is the case, if it is the 11th, you guys can start signing up for classes. Say, if I get it all fixed up, say the 6th, if classes are completely filled up before we even open, we know we need to add more. So the earlier you guys can sign up, the easier that'll help us to kind of manage it and give you guys what you need. But yeah, signing up for classes is going to be a must from now on.
Cool. All right. Next question, guys, has to do with open gym and extra work. We are not having any open gym time slots right now. Okay. During phase 1, a few rules. One is that you'll be at the gym for your hour workout. We won't be able to have that. We won't be able to have you kind of sticking around to do extra black track work or extra work that you want to do. What we will have is a continue at-home black track. So we've been focused on gymnastics. We will continue that, okay, throughout phase 1. So you'll be able to get to the gym. You'll be able to, for those of you who are missing the barbell, you'll be able to get your hands on a barbell. But for that extra black track work, that will be still done at home for the time being, okay? The other question that we kind of had that kind of tailed off of this was if it's possible, can I sign up for 2 classes in one day so that I can come in and do the class and then stay and do extra work after. And for right now, again in phase 1, we're not going to allow that. We want to make sure that everybody has a chance to get in and get their hour workout, and we're not trying to juggle people coming in a second time. I guess the last thing I have to say with this is if you, I guess we had a comment about just being more comfortable in an open gym setting. Thinking through this and the way that we have this set up, there will be a lot more structure in our class setting than there will be in any kind of open gym setting. So as far as safety and comfort levels in the gym, you should feel more comfortable actually coming into a class than coming into an open gym. So we'll leave it at that for now, and we'll make sure that we have updates and anything you guys need to know. If you have questions, obviously ask us, but yeah, we'll go from there.
Awesome. So there's a couple more. The next one was about mask wearing. So in the survey, we kind of outlined what our thoughts are now. I'll kind of detail that really quick, but obviously knowing that this can change based on orders given by the governor once we are able to open. But our current plan now is we highly encourage everybody to wear a mask coming into the gym, especially because when you get into the gym, we'll have some special protocols, including taking your temperature and washing your hands. So the coach will be wearing a mask as you come into the gym to do all that stuff. We highly recommend you guys wearing a mask until you get into your own workout space. Okay, so we're all gonna have our specific workout spaces. Once you guys are in that, it's gonna be up to you as to whether you want to keep a mask on for the warm up and the workout. You will be in your own space, 6 feet apart at the very minimum from other people. So that's kind of up to you at that point if you wanna keep it on or if you wanna take it off. But again, we highly recommend coming in and out of the gym that you guys wear it. And that's kind of where we stand right now. Again, that is a fluid situation as we might have to change it, but that is our hope, that is our plan, and hopefully we can stick to that.
Cool. All right. Our last question is within our workout spaces that we're going to have taped off and everything for you guys. One question, our last question here has to do with racks and pull-up spaces. So every section or every space will have a rack. Okay. More, I guess, importantly, the height of pull-up bars is concerned. And I think we're just going to have to make sure that we work with one another. If you're somebody who is taller, you come into the gym, just simply ask or make sure you get to the gym early enough that you have a pull-up space that you need. Okay, if you're somebody who's shorter, I know that ends of the pull-up rigs are a little bit have some shorter pull-up bars. Let's make sure that we reserve those. If you're somebody who's normal height or taller, let's make sure that we reserve those spaces for somebody who might come in who's either shorter or taller. So we will definitely work with you guys to make sure that you've got a space, especially on pull-up toast bar days, a space that you need. But yeah, keep in mind that obviously we're a little bit limited with how we want you guys moving around in the gym. So just working with each other is going to be the best way to get around that.
Cool. So lastly, and just to confirm really quick for those of you guys that are still concerned about this, that as we open the gym, we will continue to be doing all the at-home workouts as well. So obviously we're going to be doing the Zoom calls, but we will still have the no equipment, basic equipment, and full equipment track, just so you guys know that. So that'll kind of continue through with the Zoom classes. Our goal in all of this, guys, is one, to get open as soon as we can. We cannot wait to see your faces. We cannot wait to get the gym open and to get things back to a sense of normalcy anyways, right? We understand that it's not going to be normal for quite some time, but I think we're all chomping at the bit to have some piece of that. So that is our ultimate goal. Dan and I are working tirelessly trying to make this work for everybody, trying to stay up on all the new rules and regulations to make it work. We are committed to opening as soon as we possibly can. Again, our hope right now is that May 11th, but we hope that you guys are excited to start the Zoom classes next week. That'll be a next step, at least seeing faces, being a part of your normal class time community and family, and we're excited to start that as well. So that will start again next week on the 4th. And FYI, it's not going to be just Dan and I. Our coach is going to be hopping on those as well. So you will be coached by all of your coaches starting next week on those Zoom calls. Any questions, please let Dan or I know. Shoot us emails, shoot us texts, whatever works. We will continue updating over the next week or two and beyond as things keep transitioning. But we are excited to get back at some point. We miss you guys. We love you guys. And we'll talk soon. See you later.
Thanks, guys.